Hey guys, it's Will from Never Felt So Good. Today I want to do a review of Mashup 2.0 by Mixed in Key. Before we talk about the software itself, I just want to say the customer services that I've been getting from these guys is absolutely awesome. I'd actually bought a different piece of software from them quite a while back now, maybe a month ago or something, and every query that I've had about it, they've responded pretty much instantly. And even with this software as well, they've been very helpful, informative, very patient, and getting back to me, so it's really good. Definitely a thumbs up in that department. Okay, so the first thing that I want to note is the fact that I didn't use the original software, version 1.0. So I was, when I got the software, I was completely new to it, never used it, so this is a completely unbiased review based on my experience for this software, nothing to do with the old one. So what is Mashup? Well, Mashup is a piece of software which is effectively a really quick way of making DJ mixes or mashups, hence the title, in a remarkably fast time. I've done mashups on this now. I've only been using it for 2 days, but I've done mashups on this which sound awesome. In 10-15 minutes, it's a piece of cake. Essentially how it works is you'll import your songs from iTunes, maybe from your file browser or whatever, drag it into the software. It will use its Mixed in Key software, which is built into Mashup, to analyze the song. It will give you the tempo and a thing called harmonic compatibility. So the harmonic compatibility is a very quick way of the software telling you which songs are going to be in key with each other. Now once you've loaded your first track into the software, that becomes the master track, okay? Now that will send the software some information telling it what key it's in, and that will enable the harmonic compatibility to work out what other songs are going to be harmonically compatible with that song. So for example, if you load in a song which is in C, all the other songs that you have loaded into your file list that are in C will be 100% harmonically compatible. If you've got some others which are in a completely bizarre key, then they may not be. So I'm going to give you a quick example. Let's pick a song completely at random. Right, okay, there we are. We got Two Door Cinema Club, What You Know. Let's drag that in there. And we'll just go to the settings thing here. And, alright, so it's now worked out the BPM to be 139, okay? Because this is the first track, or the master track that I've loaded, this is now going to be the BPM for the remainder of the project. Now I can change this. If I set this to 130, that's fine, it would time stretch it, but all the other songs that I load subsequently afterwards will also be 130 BPM, and might sound a little bit peculiar, seeing as you've got almost a 10 BPM drop. Now this song is loaded, all I'm going to have to do is find another song which is 100% harmonically compatible. Now, okay, well that one's completely random. This is a Skrillex song, so it's not exactly the same genre. They're far afield, to be honest with you. They're completely in different territories. But let's load it in. According to the software, they're 100% harmonically compatible, so they should really work. So let's give it a bash.
Dude, I am leaving, and this is starting to feel like it's right before my eyes, and I can taste it. It's my sweet beginning. I can tell just what you want. You don't want to be alone. You don't want to be alone. I can say.
Yeah, well, it looks the software was completely right. I think that sounds pretty epic, actually. I mean, that's probably not the place that I would drop that song in, but, you know, as far as it goes, for about 5 seconds work, not bad at all. So you can now really start to get a feel of how quick and easy this software really is to use. So as you've seen, it's kind of that straightforward, really. There's a lot of other things that you can do with it. I mean, it's not just a case of cutting and pasting songs here, there, and everywhere. Because you can automate. You've got automation with the volume, you've got automation on the lows, mids, highs, you can automate the panning. You can also introduce plugins as well. Now the plugins will effectively get your local DAW. Mine is Logic, so it's bringing up Logic's AU instruments. or plugins I should say, or bring up the AU plugins. This allows you to use things like delay, reverb, compression, low pass, high pass, blah blah blah. Also a couple of other things as well. Weirdly, I've got a few NI plugins in here. I've never really used them, to be honest, but they're there anyway. You can't, well, I haven't found a way of automating them. So I've kind of found that once I've added a plugin to a track, it kind of stuck for it for the entire duration that track's playing. I haven't really found a workaround for that, so that might be something that they should introduce in the future, I guess. I mean, one thing I did try was cutting a section of the song and pasting it into a new track and having the effect that I wanted on there only for that section. So it's, you know, it's kind of a bit of a messy workaround really, but it kind of works. Which brings me to my next point actually, cutting and pasting. The software's good, it's not quite as good, it's not quite as accurate as using something like Logic or maybe Cubase or something in terms of, you know, quantizing things and really snapping those beats to the grid. However, they do have a little feature on here called phase shift, and what phase shift does is it allows you to sort of move the beats left and right by a couple of milliseconds, so you can effectively, it's kind of like using the jog wheel on a pair of decks really. You're moving the beats so it snaps to the grid, so you're not having things that sound crap and out of time, which is a really cool feature because of course this is effectively DJing software, so you kind of want that. What else should I mention? Okay, well, cutting and pasting things, it's not great as of yet. I found it a little bit annoying when I'm cutting sections of songs out. Sometimes if I press undo because I've cut too much out of the section, it doesn't always work. And it's not like where in Logic or Cubase or whatever you may be using, you can't just drag the waveform back out again. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can't, well, I haven't found a way yet of sort of getting that piece of the song back. I've been having to reload the track in every single time and sort of redo the changes that I'd just done, which is kind of frustrating, but it's not a big deal because, you know, normally, unless you're some kind of idiot, you should be able to get it pretty much spot on because the software does a lot of this for you. What else? Well, the ability to bounce down your mixes is incredibly easy. It quite literally is as straightforward as going to save mashup to new file. You choose your title, whether it wants to be AAC, AIFF, Apple Lossless, MP3 or WAV, chuck in a couple of MP3 tags, press save, that's it. The mixes aren't, they're not lossy, there's nothing wrong with them, they're really good. I think they're normalized as well because everything did come out at more or less the same volume, obviously accounting for automation information, but apart from that, really good, really chuffed with it. What else? Okay, yeah, there is something else I will mention. It's going back to the harmonic compatibility. Now, as I mentioned earlier, once you've loaded in your first song, that becomes your master song. Now, because it's your master song, that also sets the key for the rest of the whole project. Now, the reason that's a problem is because if you want to fade in some kind of epic song, you really want to drop something, but you know it isn't in the same key, but it doesn't matter because you're only fading in the drums. If you then go and try and load in, say, song 3, it will assume that it's still trying to match that song to your original song in C. So if you've just faded in a song in C sharp, and you're then trying to match it back with a song which is in C, it's going to sound like shit, it isn't going to work. So something I would say would be incredibly useful if they did bring it out in the future, perhaps version 3 or something, is some kind of keying automation. If you could perhaps manually, on the fly, change the key that you're in, that would make it a whole lot better, and it would allow you to sort of create these epic mashup mixes where the key is actually progressively changing throughout the mix. Another thing I find a little bit frustrating is the fact that you can't manually change the BPM. I was trying to load She Shot Me Down by David Guetta, that new song. Those of you that heard that will know that in the verses there aren't any drums. There's nothing that really marks the tempo. Now this software detected the BPM to be 96.08 BPM. It's not 96.08 BPM. I know it's 129 BPM, but because they've got those weird bits in the middle, it's done some kind of average. I don't know how it's done it. but it's just cocked it up. Now obviously when I try and load that into a project at 96 BPM when it's being time stretched to 128 BPM for example, it makes the song sound like it's being sung by a chipmunk. Something that I have to add is that this software at the moment is $39 US. Now that currently, as I speak on the 1st of March 2014, that's 23 or just over 23 quid here in the UK. It's absolutely nothing. Now, it's not going to replace the energy and the vibes and the feel that you're going to get from doing a set and DJing properly off some decks and using some vinyls or some CDs or even some controllers or whatever to actually put together your mix and do it manually. Something that you can always sort of feel in DJ mixes is when it's been done by a person, because you do get the odd beat that slips, you do get the odd effect which cuts in at the wrong time, you do get low cuts when they actually meant to do high cuts or something like that, you know, something that actually makes it sound a little bit human. Now this isn't a replacement, this is a piece of software which allows you to do mashups very quickly. I'm not dissing it, I think it's an awesome piece of software, but what I'm saying is not a replacement for the real deal. Aside from that, overall comments, I think for the price that you pay compared to what you actually get out of it, it's awesome. Honestly, I would highly recommend it to anyone. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to have probably some more of these reviews coming soon. It's got a new thing for me, to be honest, but kind of enjoy doing it. Yeah, make sure you check out my remixes and the other stuff that I've got on my channel. Make sure you subscribe. Also, you can check out my SoundCloud and my Mixcloud and all the rest of it. I've got all the links below. But yeah, right, that's it. I'm going. See you later.